Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. It's definitely looking to be a super busy day in regards to Transformers, and I am absolutely loving what we've seen so far. So following on to the reveal of the official CGI render for Optimus Prime from Transformers Rise of the Beasts, we now have our first proper official look at the upcoming Transformers Legacy Commander Class Motormaster. Undoubtedly the most anticipated figure from Transformers Legacy so far, as this guy will in fact actually combine to form Menasor. Now previously, I believe it was a couple of days ago, we did get an incredibly blurry leak of the actual front of the packaging, and just by going from that, it already looked to be awesome. But the actual contents of how that trailer would be incorporated to form Menasor, how some of the other Stunticons would attach onto that skeleton, and how the actual robot mode of both Menasor and Motormaster would look, have all remained a mystery until now. Now, we still have got the Transformers Fan First Tuesday yet to stream, so we may in fact even find out more details about that later on. But just by going from some of these official images that have been revealed just now, it's looking to be a fantastic figure. So starting off firstly, here we actually have the HD image of the front of the box art. It looks just as good as it originally did. You can see we've got Motormaster smack bang in the center in that trailer and truck mode, looking fantastic. And then we also do in fact actually get some proper in-hand promo images of how the figure will look in both the truck and trailer, and of course the robot mode. So we'll start off firstly by discussing the vehicle mode. We already got a very brief tease of this at the top of the box. I did discuss that in a previous video, but this gives us our best look so far, and once again I don't think it looks too bad at all. The front cab looks incredibly G1 accurate. I am so happy that they are going for solid G1 accuracy where these Stunticons are concerned, and are not adapting an almost hybrid of designs like were originally rumoured. So you can see this does indeed look very similar to some of those third-party counterparts. The paintwork for the cab I think looks fantastic. You've got that metallic gunmetal for the front of the grille, as well as the purple windscreen. The trailer does appear to be slightly shorter than perhaps I personally would have liked, at least from this image, but it does indeed actually have quite a lot of intricate conversion, which we'll touch base in just a second with. But you can see we've got that purple strip that goes along the side, the Decepticon smack bang on the top, and of course it does in fact actually compact into a pretty nicely done looking trailer. Of course, considering this will become the endoskeleton and even a battle station for Motormaster in robot mode, I think the actual alt mode has turned out for the most part pretty nicely. There's no incredibly ugly hollowness where this is concerned. The only area of which I'm slightly critical with would be these almost combining ports that we've got at the front. It would have been nice if they maybe could have covered them up with some additional grey panels, especially considering that it does appear as if though the trailer is a parts former. But other than that, it looks fantastic. The trailer is in fact detachable, so you can have just the cab section of Motormaster on its own and then have the trailer on its own, or you can in fact actually transform that into a battle station, which we'll talk about in just a second. But as we take a look here at Motormaster in robot mode, honestly, for a mainline representation of the character, this is undoubtedly the best version that we've ever seen from Hasbro and Takara. It looks fantastic, absolutely blows the Combiner Wars version out of the water where accuracy is concerned. I think they've knocked it out of the park where the head sculpt is concerned, incredibly cuboid like it was in the G1 series. The metallic purple that they appear to be using for this guy also looks wicked, and much like the Commander class Rodimus Prime, it does appear as if though there is a lot of engineering actually gone into this guy, and he does appear as if though he's going to be a very almost substantial Voyager figure. There doesn't appear to be any evident hollow spaces on this figure, which is really nicely done. You can see as far as the actual torso is concerned, I think that comes together impeccably well. The forearms and biceps look great with the Decepticon insignias attached onto the shoulders, and it appears as if though he'll have all of the articulation that you would expect from a modern day Transformers figure. My only qualm is that unlike Rodimus Prime, it doesn't appear as if though this guy will have individual finger articulation. That is something that personally I'm not too keen with. If you're going to charge a high price point for a figure, it really should come with all of the bells and whistles, and I would have loved to have gotten individual finger articulation, but I guess in the grand scheme of things that is just a minor qualm. The thighs do look slightly skinnier when you do in fact actually compare them to the incredibly thick knees and shins that we've got going on, but considering this is a combiner, compromises were always going to be made. We don't in fact actually see Motormaster in his combined form, but much like some of those previous third-party offerings, he'll no doubt just transform into the cab and of course slide into the back. We also get another image of him here in a slightly more dynamic pose wielding the sword. It doesn't appear as if though this guy's going to include his blaster, which is a slight shame, but as we all know, third-party companies will eventually come out with some kind of upgrade set for this guy, and overall I think he looks pretty smashing. Then we also do get an alternate image of MOTORMASTER utilizing that trailer as an almost battle station. Now, this definitely confirms quite a few things for me, that the trailer will in fact actually have quite a lot of parts forming going into it. You can see the combiner ports at the top of these almost towers. They'll undoubtedly become the knees of Menasor, and there's no way that you'd be able to detach them without the actual trailer being a parts former. Personally, I don't really have much of an issue with that if it allows us to get a super accurate looking trailer, a fun almost throwaway alt mode for us to use the trailer when MOTORMASTER is in robot mode, and of course an accurate Menasor. It really, at the end of the day, isn't a big deal. You can see we've got a massive cannon at the top. It will be quite intriguing to see as to whether or not that's detachable, so that we can use that as an actual standalone gun for when we have MOTORMASTER in robot mode. But I definitely think it's a really nice reuse of parts. They could have just given us the skeleton and the trailer, but nope, they've decided to incorporate this battle station, which I think is a nice touch. And of course, probably the biggest reveal that we actually get on the back of the box is how the skeleton of MOTORMASTER will look, and I've got to be honest to say, I think they've absolutely delivered where this is concerned. Now, it's quite difficult to tell as to whether or not that main body is in fact actually formed from MOTORMASTER himself, or if this is the almost inside of the trailer. Judging by some of the images that we're seeing of how the trailer looks in that battle station, I'm going to go out and say that MOTORMASTER will in fact actually be quite a key component in forming that torso of Menasor, which I was actually quite surprised to see. I just imagined that we'd get the skeleton and that MOTORMASTER would kind of plug into a hollow space on the back. Once again, I'll reserve my judgment for when, of course, we do get the proper reveal as part of today's live stream, but you can see the Menasor just looks so G1 accurate. I am so glad that they are going for solid G1 accuracy where this guy is concerned, and as mentioned when we took a look at MOTORMASTER in the robot mode, I think this absolutely obliterates the previous Combiner Wars version. This does in fact actually include the gun, the same gun that we saw MOTORMASTER using in that battle station, so it does confirm that it is detachable. You can see we've got the same sword that MOTORMASTER was wielding, so it does look slightly dainty in comparison here to Menasor. How big Menasor will in fact actually be is yet to be seen, so once again I will reserve my judgment on that until we do get the official in-hand reveal later on today. And it also gives us our greatest indication yet of how some of the other Stunticons will indeed actually integrate, and I think it's going to be so awesome. So we get an image of drag strip split into the two components like I showcased in a recent tutorial over on the channel, and they will basically just clip onto some panels on the side of the arm, really to bulk that arm up and of course help aid G1 accuracy. And then it also showcases Decepticon Wild Rider, who was revealed as being part of Wave 2 yesterday, and this guy will also semi-transform and attach onto the back of the leg, once again much like the original G1 cartoon series. And I think they've done a smashing job. The Menasor head sculpt looks awesome, those hands actually look really awesome. I personally was quite concerned that they'd basically just be giving us those almost Energon mitts that the leader class Blitzwing came with, but nope, it does appear as if though we're getting a proper pair of hands here for our Menasor combiner. Overall, I'm loving what I'm seeing. I know there are some out there that aren't too keen on the fact that MOTORMASTER will in fact actually be a commander class, but when you factor everything that we're seeing here on the back of the box into the equation, I think that it more than makes up for that price point. The robot mode looks fantastic, the truck mode as well as the trailer for the most part looks great, besides those obvious combiner ports that we can see at the top of the trailer. The third almost battle station mode that you can transform the trailer into, once again I think looks fantastic, and it also does confirm that we are going to be seeing once again a very similar combining system that we saw with the likes of Combiner Wars. These are definitely Combiner Wars combining ports, and I personally really like that. So it's going to be an almost rectangular peg that will slide in and will be clipped in via a spring-loaded mechanism. That's super cool. I thought that worked out great with some of those other combiners. Not too good with the King Poseidon / Piranacon, so I'm hoping that those joints are slightly tighter when in comparison to that combiner. And then of course, as we actually take a look at Menasor himself, he's fantastic. This is definitely going to go down as being by far one of the best, not only combining figures that we've seen for the mainline, but probably one of the best standalone mainline releases that we've seen of all time. And it's in fact actually one of the most ambitious projects that Hasbro have taken upon themselves since the Studio Series Michael Bay Devastator. So I'm going to be really intrigued to see as to whether or not the final in-hand product does live up to the hype that we're seeing here from some of these images. But in all honesty, my hype has absolutely gone through the roof, and this guy has turned out so much better than I could have imagined. As mentioned previously, we still have yet to see the entire Voyager class lineup as well as the remaining 3 deluxes for the Transformers Legacy Wave 2, so they no doubt will be revealed later on today. I also think there's a rumoured Roboson reveal also set to take place, so be sure to stay tuned to the channel after that live stream concludes, as of course I will be giving you guys full coverage, in-depth breakdown, as well as thoughts on every single newly shown product that we'll be seeing as part of Fan First Tuesday. I'd love to hear what you guys think of this this brand new Commander class Motormaster, has he lived up to your expectations? What do you guys think in regard to the Menasor combiner? And how do you guys think about the actual trailer, by the looks of things, looking to be a parts former? I thank you all so much for watching, and until my next video, I'll see you then. Thanks for watching.